Friday the 13th, 2013, Part 2. Listening to the podcast, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's the nicest thing that anyone ever did for me. 855-347-3696. That's the number to call if you're listening to the podcast to talk to a living, breathing human being about what we are up to. If you like what you're hearing and you want to get involved either as a customer to get access to the nutritional supplements we talk about, to the health recovery protocols we talk about at the wholesale price, 855-347-3696. And if you'd like information about the business opportunity, if you would like to know how you can grow your wealth, how you can create a fortune while you are helping other people to do the same, 855-347-3696. I've been looking for you my entire life. Let's go to Cincinnati, Ohio, and talk to Adela. Hey, Adela, thanks for calling. You are live.
Hi, Dr. Glidden. How are you?
Fantastic. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. What's happening in Ohio?
Well, actually, we're in Atlanta, and I'm actually on the phone with my sister, Dilla. She was having issues with her blood sugar, but she's on the line, too. But
okay.
We want to ask, she's on dialysis, and she's been on dialysis for about a year. She's been diabetic, insulin dependent, probably over 30 years. Yep. And we just got the starter pack, and she's got the Sweeties pack. And we want to know if she would be able to get off of dialysis, because she still makes urine, but we want to know, will she be able to get off of dialysis, and once she starts taking the products, how soon should she start weaning herself from dialysis and also the diabetes?
Okay, well, the answer is God only knows. Mm-hmm. Now, probably I've seen lots of people on dialysis able to stop dialysis when they start a medical nutrition program. I've seen it happen. Dr. Wallach's seen it happen. It's a remarkable thing to witness. Virtually 100% of the people who have type 2 diabetes and who start the longevity program and who maintain the discipline of the longevity program can stop taking their insulin and their blood sugar meds because their blood sugars normalize. It happens almost 100% of the time. So, but nature has its own time. There's a time and a season for everything, and I have no idea how long this is going to take, but it's irrelevant because every time she goes in for dialysis, they measure her blood, and they're able to adjust the dialysis appropriately. And they'll be able to tell her through the blood work that they do, or the urinalysis that they do, or whatever it is that they do, whether or not she can wait, an extra week before her next dialysis treatment or whatever. Okay. So she doesn't have to worry about that at all. She just needs to keep going to these people, and they'll tell her themselves when her kidneys are improving, and when her kidneys improve to the point that she doesn't need dialysis anymore, they're going to tell her that. So
okay.
That's a good thing. Might take a month, might take a year, I don't know. Okay. The general consensus here is we have, no matter what the condition, no matter what the age, no matter what, we recommend people try our strategies for 3 months. Okay. 3 months. Before you judge it one way or the other. And inside of the 3-month time frame, we're looking for something noticeable to get better, right? Something noticeable. And it's the same with the blood sugar issues, right? So all she needs to do is maintain the discipline, eliminate the 10 bad foods, take the healthy start pack, the healthy blood sugar pack, right, appropriately for her body weight, and then just see what happens. And so she continues to measure her blood sugars every day, and as the numbers come down in her little machine at home, she reduces the medication appropriately until she doesn't need it anymore. And it's a relatively easy thing to figure out from an objective point of view, because they're measuring the dialysis numbers, that she's measuring the blood sugar numbers, and we don't recommend anybody just cold turkey stop blood sugar medicine or just cold turkey stop dialysis, but she should, with time, be able to stop both of these as the program advances.
Okay, let me ask you, because like I said, we're both on the phone, but I wanted to ask you, I got the starter kit too, and I got the Z radicals with mine. Yeah. So because I have issues with arthritis on my left side, on my leg, and it really that hip line, it really it's hurtful at times, and it's even in my sleep. So I got the list, and I'm looking forward to that. So I guess it would be the same thing that would apply to me in terms of just continue to take it and perhaps try to exercise on this.
No. Don't exercise. Don't even think about exercising. But you want to, number one, eliminate the 10 bad foods.
Okay.
Number two, get comfortable and in a routine of taking the nutritional supplements every day.
Okay.
And another thing that I think is a good thing for beginners to do with this is before you start the stuff, write down on a piece of paper in a column, one underneath the other, everything that's bothering you. Oh, like, I'm overweight. Oh, I've got heartburn. Oh, I get restless legs at night. Oh, I have anxiety and panic attacks or constipation, or my left shoulder hurts, or my left hip hurts, or whatever, right?
Okay.
So you make a list, and then once a week, every Sunday or before you go to church or when you come home from church, you take the list out and you give each symptom a numerical score from 1 to 10.
Okay.
10 being just shoot me now, it hurts so much, and 0 being it's gone completely. And if longevity is effective for you, every couple of weeks, some of the symptoms on your list should be getting better and better and better. Now, it might take, 10 weeks for your hip to feel better, but it might take 10 days for you to start sleeping through the night or whatever. Now, remember, this is a holistic program, and so as we move forward, we pay attention to how the program affects us everywhere. So, how does it affect your mood and your energy and your appetite and your sleep and your sex drive and your menstrual cycle and your weight and constipation and bowel habits and everything, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
As we're waiting for the chief complaints, as you're waiting for the hip to get better, you want to see other stuff get better into the bargain. Now, it's entirely possible that, 90 days from now, we might need to change your program and add something to it or take something away, right? So it's kind of like it's a work in progress, but this is a very good place for you to start. And if you keep a running list of all of your symptoms, it will be much easier for you to know 10 weeks from now, 11 weeks from now, 12 weeks from now, whether or not you're improving or not. But, if you're just paying attention to one symptom, you might miss it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. That makes sense. Okay, then we're going to try it, and we'll just wait, and 3 months down the line, we'll call you back.
Well, give me a call every couple of weeks, because every couple of weeks we want to be seeing something get better somewhere, right? Something's got to be. And don't forget, please, eliminate the 10 bad foods. Oh, yes. That's of maximum importance.
We're excited, and we're waiting on our order to come so we can start. I already got the list.
Well, I'm excited. I'm excited for the both of you, man. It's going to be a wonderful holiday season for you, because not only, you're going to start to feel better, and that's worth $1 million. Thanks for the trust, folks. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Keep up the good work down there in Ohio and wherever else you are. And this is what's great about longevity, folks, because it's not only a national phenomenon, it's an international phenomenon. On last night's webinar, we had people from Chile, we had people from Australia, we had people from Canada, and people from all around the United States. On other webinars that I've done, we've had people from Ireland, we've had people from Cyprus, we've had people from England, we've had people from South Korea, we've had people from Hawaii, we've had people from, holy smokes, it seems like everywhere, right? Sweden, it's remarkable. I'm still waiting for my first person from Iceland. I'm still waiting for my first person from Iceland. But in any event, what this speaks to is a worldwide breakdown in the delivery of medicine. It's a worldwide phenomenon. It's not just endemic to North America. Pharmaceutical-directed, allopathic, reductionistic medicine is a worldwide phenomenon. And remember, allopathic reductionistic medicine is great for trauma. It's great for surgery when surgery is absolutely necessary. And it's pretty good for a handful of infectious diseases. And in a perfect world, it would be illegal for your MD to treat a chronic disease. And the only thing we would let them do is sew things up and patch things and like that and treat a handful of infectious diseases, right? We don't let chiropractors do open heart surgery, and there's a good reason for that, because they're no good at it. Well, MDs are no good at the delivery of treatment for chronic disease. They've got nothing for us when it comes to chronic disease. It doesn't matter if they're in South America, North America, the European Union, Asia. It doesn't matter where they are. Allopathic medicine is allopathic medicine the world round. So our basic take-home message here is fire your medical doctor. Now, what does this mean? This means that everybody in the world is your candidate. Everybody in the world is a potential longevity customer, and everybody in the world is a potential longevity distributor. This is why longevity succeeds and grows in crappy economy. This is why the company succeeds, because everybody needs us. I mean, it's like selling water. Everybody needs it. Well, longevity, everybody needs it. And if you show up at the webinars, you'll see firsthand what a worldwide phenomenon ill health is, because we've all been listening to the MDs for the last 100 years, and they've let us down, and they've let us down hard. You are the last best hope for health recovery and wealth recovery as a longevity member. Visit the website and get on board if you haven't already. FireYourMDNow.com. Stick around, folks. Going to talk to Dave and Pam when we come back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Who's that sneaking around? You know who it is. It's Big Pharma, trying to convince you that their way is the only way. These are the same people that tried to convince you that there was no harm and no foul in smoking cigarettes. Oh, those cigarettes, they're perfectly fine. Don't you believe it. You're smarter than that. Longevity Nation is smarter than that, and we are the standard bearers for a new way of existing on planet Earth. Guess what? Existing on planet Earth with health and walking around planet Earth with wealth. Imagine that. Let's go to Dave and Pam and see what they're up to. Dave and Pam, thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Hi, Doc.
Hi, Doc. How are ya?
Fantastic. What's happening? Where are you guys calling from?
Michigan.
Oh, very nice. The Upper Peninsula? Whereabouts in Michigan?
In the thumb.
In the thumb. Very nice. Did you get blasted last week with cold air?
We did, and we got a nor'easter bearing down on us as we speak.
Oh, holy smokes. I'm from New England, and I've lived through a couple of those. I lived through a couple of nor'easters 30 miles out to sea on a little island, and let me tell you, it can be pretty exciting.
Yeah, it gets pretty crazy out here, too.
So, welcome aboard, guys. Thanks for the phone call. What's up?
Okay, well, in February, I called you up, and I had a whole list of issues going on, and I was 200 and some pounds back then. Today, I am 120 pounds, and I am no longer taking my Wellbutrin or my omeprazole or my Armour Thyroid. I don't have any anxieties anymore, or hot flashes, or leg cramps, or heart palpitations, or hemorrhoids and joint pain and stuff like that. So
holy smokes. Whoa. Slow down. My mind is spinning in the wind here. So how much weight did you lose?
Well, almost 100 pounds. My husband, Dave.
Oh, that's all. Just 100 pounds. Oh, my God. What is this?
I lost 105 pounds.
Oh, my God.
And our daughter lost 70.
Come on. So we're up to 275 pounds family-wide. Now, in the past, had anybody in the family tried anything else like Weight Watchers or anything like that?
Oh, yeah. We've been yo-yoing back and forth for, 20 years.
Yeah, and is there, besides the extreme weight loss, what was the difference in your experience of our weight loss program with the other ones that you've done?
Well, this one is permanent, and the other ones weren't.
And, one of the keys, of course, to a weight loss program is a limited calorie diet. So how has it been eating a limited calorie diet with our approach?
I don't. We don't count calories. You know what? We stopped the 10 bad foods. We don't really eat the gluten-free products. We don't like to eat anything that's been processed in a box, or in a can. We eat all organic, all, natural. We don't eat any sugar, none of that stuff. Once in a while, the wife will bring home some gluten-free cookies or something, for that little sweet high, But, it's not very often, and we don't ask for it. She just thinks that we need it or we're craving it or something, and then it comes home and we eat it, and then we regret it afterwards.
Yeah, isn't that the truth, right? So are you completely, like grain-free? Do you do homemade bread or anything like that?
Nothing like that. The only grain we eat is brown rice or quinoa.
Wow, you're an inspiration. I mean, that's 275 pounds for the whole family.
Yeah.
And I'm going to start to cry here in a minute. Now, Pam, give me a list of the other things that you had that you don't have anymore.
Well, I don't take any of my medications at all. The hot flashes, leg cramps, heart palpitations, hemorrhoids, itchy skin. I had brown and white discolored patches on my arms, and that was, I guess oxidation on the outside.
Yeah, that's correct. Yep.
Yeah, and so I don't have third-stage kidney disease anymore.
Wait a minute. What? You had third-stage kidney disease? How long would you have third-stage kidney disease? Holy smokes. So hold on to that answer. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're not on the edge of your seat, you're not human. Stick around. This is a fantastic Friday the 13th. I wish every week was Friday the 13th. Talking to Dave and Pam from Michigan. Stick around, folks. You don't need to know anything about medical philosophy. You don't need to know anything about biochemistry. You don't even need to know how to spell vitamin. All you need is good, new-fashioned common sense. You need to see results. Results speak for themselves. The proof of the pudding is in the eating. If you stick around Youngevity long enough, you will see testimonials that will make your jaw drop. We're getting one live right now from Michigan with Dave and Pam. Welcome back, Dave and Pam. Are you still with me?
Yes.
All right. So how long were you in stage 3 kidney failure?
Oh, well, I probably over 8 years.
Yeah, and the MDs probably told you, if my memory serves, that there was nothing for you to do except wait until it got so bad that they'd put you on dialysis, right?
Yeah, they weren't doing nothing.
Yeah, they weren't doing nothing for you, just waiting, twiddling their thumbs until it gets so bad. Now, this really highlights in bold face the philosophy that MDs are trained in and that most people in the United States are completely unaware of. Your MD is trained to believe that once you're sick, you're screwed, that there's no hope for you to recover your health, and that your only option is to let the MD march in with drugs and surgery to orchestrate a hostile takeover of your metabolism and manage your symptoms. So often with kidney disease, because they can't fix anything, or with cancer, I've had a number of patients with leukemia, beginning stages of leukemia, and they go to the oncologist, and the oncologist says, well, you're not bad enough to treat. Come back in 3 months when the leukemia is really bad, and then we'll give you chemo. It's like, what? People don't, the average Joe and Jane on the street think that the MD is trained to help them recover from disease, but they are not. The MDs, bless their hearts, it's not, this is not an exposition against, this is not an anti-MD show. This is just call a spade show. This is like pull back the curtains and just let's see what's going on so we can make an informed decision. Your medical doctor might be the nicest human being in the world, but they are not trained in medical therapeutics which heal anything, because they don't think that it can happen. They do not think your body can heal itself. They think that you have heartburn because you have a stomach. They think you gain weight because you have a stomach. So you're overweight. Well, let's just cut your stomach out. What?
Right.
This is the insanity that everybody puts up with. Now, I'm very, very interested here, Pam, to find out how you folks heard about Youngevity. So how did that happen?
Dr. Wallach was a guest on Alex Jones.
Yeah.
And so we, started listening to Dr. Wallach, and we signed up, and, it's been just our...
Glidden was on Alex Jones and Ben Fuchs, and we listened to you guys daily.
Yeah. So it was through Grassroots Radio Network. First Alex Jones, and then, you get involved in the Youngevity Network, and that's just a remarkable story. That's just a remarkable story. Honestly, I wish that Alex would be a little bit more involved in Youngevity than he really is. He's done a lot for Youngevity, and thank God for Alex Jones, but I'm not really sure that he gets it the way that you guys get it. I'm not sure that he gets it the way that you guys get it. Somebody needs to give him a talking to. I've tried on a number of occasions, but, getting through to a big celebrity like that is just about impossible. But in any event, right, you can't argue with the results. So I guess the next question to ask is, have you considered or are you doing anything actively with building a Youngevity business?
Well, it just doesn't seem like a lot of people are believing. I tell them everything, and they see what's going on. Our hair is starting to turn brown again, and, all these things are gone. But people are just like, well, can I get that at the vitamin store? And I say, you know what? You can find similar things, but it's going to cost you more. You're going to have to buy 3 bottles to compare to my 1 bottle of, digestive enzymes, and you're not going to get the effectiveness. So it's going to take a while for some people.
Well, it's like pulling teeth, isn't it? It's like pulling teeth.
It is, yeah. It's
well, let me give you some advice. All right, let me give you some. I'm going to give it to you whether you want it or not, because this is important, and you guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. Yeah, I've been in Youngevity for almost 4.5 years now. This is the most remarkable thing. Well, it's in the top 5 of family testimonials that I've heard. You guys have gold here. You have gold in order to grow a Youngevity business with. However, here's the way that it is, and this is important. This is an important perspective to kind of wrap your minds around, right? If you wanted to fly a plane, you wanted to learn how to become a pilot, you wouldn't just go to the airport, rent an airplane, jump in it, and try to fly it all by yourself, would you? They wouldn't even let you do that. For goodness sake, you'd crash and you'd burn. You'd kill yourself if you tried to do that. You need instruction. If you cobbled together $500,000 or whatever it costs to own a McDonald's franchise, McDonald's wouldn't even let you start until they sent you to Hamburger University, I think, for 6 months, because you need to be trained and educated as to how to make that particular business model work. It's no different with Youngevity. There is a way to show this to people which will make them run away from you, and there is a way to show this to people to make them run towards you. You need to learn how to show this to people to make them run towards you. Now, so you have to learn. You have to be taught. You have to go to school. You have to go to distributor school. Now, Youngevity doesn't have a distributor school, but what Youngevity does have is a very coalesced network of individuals. So my advice to you, call Youngevity customer service. Call their 800 number. Give them your name or your customer ID number and tell them you want the name and the phone number of somebody in your upline who is driving a very successful Youngevity business. Find somebody in your upline who is very successful at Youngevity. Somebody is there. Somebody's there. And then you call them, introduce yourself, and say, look, this is Pam and Dave from Michigan. We want you to teach us how to have a successful Youngevity business. And then you do everything they tell you to. If you're open to coaching, and if you're open to learning, and if you're open to treating this like, a new skill that you have to acquire, you will succeed beyond your wildest dreams. But if you try to make it up all by yourself and just figure it out all by yourself, well, maybe 4 years from now you'll figure it out. But it'll be frustrating, it'll be difficult, it'll be like swimming upstream, and you'll probably just chuck the business because you'll think incorrectly it's just not for you. But it is for you. It's so much for you. But in order to make this baby fly, you gotta be taught how to work the plane.
Well,
so look,
how about on one of your webinars, because I joined up for your webinars. I get your newsletters. I post a lot of stuff on Facebook, but I seem to be spending more on the family than,
Well, so you need individual coaching, not just generic webinar information, right? I'm telling you, there's a learning process here. There's a learning curve. You got someone to teach you how to drive a car. You didn't just jump in the car, right? It was your brother or your sister or your mother or your father that sat in there and helped you learn how to drive the car. It's exactly the same with Youngevity. You must lean on your upline. Find a successful business builder in your upline. Call them up and say, look, I need you to teach me how to be successful at Youngevity. Because that's the upline's job. And I tell you what, man, there is somebody in your upline who is waiting for your phone call. There is somebody in your upline who has been looking for you their entire life. And they will bend over backwards, hold your hand, and teach you how to do this. And then, once you dial it in, once you learn how to fly the plane, right, once you crest the learning curve, there's nothing but blue skies. I am telling you, this is a remarkable financial opportunity, especially for people with a remarkable testimonial like this. You just need some good old-fashioned coaching. Trust me on this. It's got nothing to do with Michigan. It's got nothing to do with your community. It's got nothing to do with the economy. It's got nothing to do with anything other than a lack of training.
Right.
So just get trained and change the world, because if you can't do it, nobody can. I'm telling you.
Well, I just got a couple questions before.
I'm good to go. Shoot.
Okay, so right now, that Prilosec I was on for 15 years, it filled my body with yeast, and I have leaky gut. I did the CDSA, and, I don't absorb anything, and I have very little of the right bacteria. Yeah. And so now I have this left foot drop, like pins and needles in my left foot, and my arm is a little numb, my right hand. Yep. And I have a lot of food allergies, so I'm very limited to what I have. But 80% of my diet is vegetables, 20 is chicken, and my fruit is avocado. And so I've been taking the nystatin pure powder since July. And then I just did a 4-day, every other day treatment of the Diflocan. Yeah. I got B12 shot last week and a B shot 12 Wednesday. And on Tuesday I started taking some warm lemon juice. And, for the past 4 days I've had diarrhea. And I'm very weak. I just, very, very weak. I started working out after, 10, 11 months of years of no exercise, and taking Youngevity faithfully since February 15th and lost close to 90 pounds. I just started to work out now. And So I don't know if, a little bit of that.
Well, are you experiencing fever or chills since you've been really weak? You get night sweats in the middle of the night, or are you feverish at all?
I have been having some night sweats. I wake up like after 4 hours. I'm totally awake. I go take my probiotic, and I fall right back to sleep.
Yeah.
But I fall asleep sometimes after I eat,
Yeah. So, all right. So you need to switch to the healthy blood sugar pack.
I take the sweeties.
How many?
Each meal.
How many?
4 after each meal.
All right. So take the sweeties. So you do 12 a day?
8.
All right. So do 12 a day between meals, not after the meal. Do 12 a day between meals. So, 2 hours after breakfast, 2 hours after lunch, 2 hours after dinner, not just, at dessert, right?
Okay.
Take it on an empty stomach. If that makes you feel funky, then eat a half of a banana or a little bit of an apple or some cheese or something to settle your stomach.
I can't eat any of that. I can't have bananas, apples.
She doesn't eat anything sweet. No sugar, no...
All right, well, eat something that'll settle your stomach. I believe that the weakness that you're experiencing is a blood sugar issue, plain and simple. Your blood sugar needs to be dialed in, and it's not. And it's entirely possible that your blood sugar might be too low. It might be too low because of your prohibition from all the sugary stuff because of the yeast infection. This is a little interesting thing for me. Finally, I've got something I can sink my teeth into here. Stick around, Dave and Pam. I'm going to tighten this up for you when we come back. I'm so very happy that you called. Are you an insider yet? If not, why not? It's a great Christmas present also. It's a month-by-month subscription or a year's subscription to my online health recovery information, which includes over 100 hours of archived health webinars and 4 hours of live health webinars every week for the ridiculously low fee of $20 a month. Check it out. FireYourMDNow.com. Why? Because my people are destroyed by lack of knowledge, and there's a new sheriff in town. His name, Youngevity. Let's finish it out today with Dave and Pam in Michigan. So, Pam, how much do you currently weigh?
120.
All right. So, 9 times out of 10, neurological stuff like you've got going on is a function of funky blood sugar. All right. That's what's causing the foot drop, and that's what's causing the neuropathy in your extremities. It's a blood sugar issue, but it's not going to hurt, especially in your case, to take extra essential fatty acids. So how many EFAs are you taking a day?
10.
Okay. And are you eating any food that has any cholesterol in it whatsoever?
Well, everything says no cholesterol, but I have
eggs or meat or chicken? How about eggs or meat or chicken? Yeah.
Chicken every day and eggs every other day.
All right. So when you eat chicken, I want you to eat chicken with the skin. I want you to eat the skin with the chicken, okay? Because there's a ton of cholesterol in chicken skin, ton of cholesterol in chicken skin. Can you eat butter?
I don't.
All right, so you can eat clarified butter because you can't be allergic to clarified butter because clarified butter has no protein in it. The clarification process eliminates the protein but maintains the healthy fat. So do a little Google search for clarified butter, or there's another term for it. It's called ghee. Ghee. You can make it at home. You basically bring butter to a boil and skim the stuff off the top. They've got videos on YouTube that'll just walk you through how to make it.
Okay.
So clarified butter, it's impossible to have an allergic reaction to because you can only be allergic to protein. Now, the other thing that we have to get settled here is the overgrowth of yeast in your gut, right?
Yes.
All right. So when you did that stool test, did they test for the preponderance of yeast in your body?
What would it be under?
Well, what was the name of the test?
It was CDSA by Genova Diagnostics.
Yeah, Comprehensive Digestive Stool Analysis. Did they do parasitology?
Analyte.
No, it would say that we found this yeast in your body. And then there's a separate page where they would have cultured the yeast and they would have tried to kill it with 4 herbs and 4 prescription meds. Is that ringing a bell?
Doesn't show that.
Yeah, so you probably got the wrong test. And Genova, I'm not such a big fan of Genova. Remember, this isn't my first rodeo.
Right.
As far as I'm concerned, if you're going to spend cash for a test like that, then doctor's data is the only way to go. Okay. Doctor's data is the only way to go. And I'm licensed in the state of Minnesota. I can probably get a test for you. So send me an email. Do you guys have my email address?
I do not.
Okay, so I don't want to give it out over the airwaves, but I'll tell the producer here what it is, and he can tell you what the email is offline.
Okay.
Send me an email sometime in the next 24 hours, and I'll tell you where to go to get this test. And here's why, right? Because when someone's had an overgrowth of candida for yeast for a long, long time, instead of guessing about how we're going to kill it, we need to know how we're going to kill it. It's a relatively easy thing to do. So you do a stool analysis. You capture the yeast out of the stool analysis. You grow the yeast in a petri dish, and then you try to kill it with 5 or 6 or 7 different things, and then you look to see which one kills your yeast the most efficiently. It's a relatively easy test to do, and it would save you months of unnecessary therapeutics. So that's the next step you need to take. Because remember, sugar isn't a big bad voodoo daddy. You need sugar. Your chromosomes, your DNA are made from sugar. Sugar is the gasoline of your body. The problem isn't sugar, it's how much is in there and whether or not there's stuff in there that shouldn't be there, like yeast, that's gobbling it up and making trouble for you. So send me that email. I'll dial this in for you. And then once we get the right program every week, you should experience greater and greater, I mean, how much better can it get, amounts of health. You guys are the greatest. Keep up the good work. Ladies and gentlemen, God willing, back in the saddle on Monday. See you then.